it's been 2 weeks. I started seeing her. We started dating. So I felt on the first date, okay, she is actually really compatible with me with a lot of aspects. Me being ambitious, she appreciates that. And I wanted someone I meet in person, not through dating apps. And then I asked her, to be my girlfriend, and she had to think about it because she had a commitment to herself that she's not gonna be in one this year. But she's like, everything I'm looking for in a guy is you. How are you this patient? How are you this like understanding? How are your emotions so controlled? And it's like maybe because I'm working towards all the modules, all the inner work, everything I'm doing, it's all because of that.
Hello everyone, in today's video you're going to see another client transformation. This is an Indian origin man who lives in the US and he worked with me for 6 months, which is usually the time frame for my one-on-one coaching collaborations. And after those 6 months he came to me, he said, man, my life has changed. I'm able to talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime now. And he was getting dates every single weekend just from talking to people in real life. So I said, that's cool. We should make an interview. We should share the story with the world. And we did that. But I was about to publish that video. I just sent it back to him for a final cross-check when he told me, actually, I have some interesting news. Maybe we should add this in. I found a girlfriend. I'm in a relationship now. And so I just showed you that video of him telling me that in the very beginning of this video. What you're about to see next is the interview that we did before he even found that relationship. So you'll see his whole journey, you'll see the whole evolution, and you'll see that it was a lot of different steps he had to take. It was really not an easy journey. Just like watching this video might not be a super easy journey for you, but I can guarantee you that if you sit through this video, you'll understand exactly what it takes to transform in such a profound way. And there's no quick fixes, there's no shortcuts, there's no hacks that can replace that kind of understanding. So I honestly believe that there's not a single video on the internet right now that can give you more value than this one if you are an Indian man, a single Indian man living abroad and looking to date across cultures. And as always, if you want to explore working with me one-on-one as well, there's a link in the description. Thank you very much. Sangha Chatvam. Namaskar. How would you summarize the transformation that you've experienced over the last few months?
I used to be big and I lost a lot of weight. I was changing myself physically, but mentally I was still there. Okay, fine. Fat me change by doing workout and stuff. What about the here? Like gym is not gonna fix it. So my mentality and my insecurities were the same. The big person. This coursework helped me drive my like mind or my personality to be in the gym in a way. So I was just introvert. I don't want to go out. I used to have fears of just going to a bar by myself. Now that's a thing I do. It's not something I'm worried about. And it's easy for me to meet new people through friends too, because it's just another person I'm talking to, like I do outside.
What were some of those insecurities that you were carrying inside?
Wrong paradigms, like, yeah, it's your Asian girls would not give you try like they would not want to talk to you, or oh, you're brown. It's weird to go talk to girls in a bar. And what will other think? People think, and stuff like, what if this doesn't work out? And um, this is not something you can do. That those voice I can hear. I was in a relationship, so after I got out of it, it was that fear of being in one again, because it's like I don't know how people are, and dating apps were not. It's not something I would have liked. So because of meeting people and going on dates and just that routine made me certain person I want to be with in a way. Like I have a structure, a blind or like a blurry structure, I could say, but still I know a little bit now who or what kind of person I want to be with as well.
What would you say? What was the main key to breaking all these inaccurate beliefs that were holding you back? The doubts, the fears. What would you say? What was the main lever that we applied to make those go away?
Interactions. So it was Like first, when had to talk to people, that this heart like was started to raise a lot, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do it because of you. Your push was there, like you have to do it. You gotta go for to the next, like module without that. And first I did, I failed, but I laughed when I failed. I was like, okay, but I did it. So that was something, and I kept interacting. I was failing miserably, and I still fail. I mean, still I'm better compared to what I was just by doing it. It's the same way at the gym. I have a little muscle now with interactions. I would say like consistent interactions.
Yeah. And how did you manage to just push through? Because most people, they give up after failing in the first 20 times. They're like, oh, this is not working. Let me just go online again. You said, no, let me push through the pain. And I guess you saw that on the other side, there was something worth reaching. How did you have that belief in yourself that you can reach there?
So okay, it's like dating apps already is not working, or something is like weird for me in a way. Interactions I'm failing, but the fun while I'm doing it is there. That rush I get, that's there. And I have this personality in me. I cannot give up on things. Like it's okay, keep trying. If Because I was getting a little bit of good responses, and it's just like, okay, the person was willing to talk to me, then there will be someone who will be willing to go on a date with me. So I was like, maybe. And while I was doing these, you had and given me tasks to talk to other, not only girls, and I made friends. Like I met people which shaped of friendship for a while, and then it went on to like something good. And so I was getting other things at the same time as well. It's not like I'm on a weekend, if I have nothing to do, I'm just not sit at home and watch some shows. Just I'm gonna go to a bar, try to meet some new person,
Yeah.
get to know them. Yeah.
I remember that day when I told you, "Hey, you should go to the bars. You're living in a big city. There's a lot of bars." And you were like, "What do you mean? I don't know what to even do there, right?" And then you just started going, and within 2 or 3 weeks, you became kind of a regular at one of the bars, and people started to know you. You had a network over there.
Oh.
Can you tell us how that happened? Like, how did you feel when you first started going to bars?
Yeah. So before I met you in this coursework, I used to walk through the bar, and I used to see people inside the bar, so many people talking together. I'm like, ah, okay. It was like something you're not allowed to be in. And it's like, okay, how can you go by yourself? I need someone to do that with. And then I mentioned that to you, and like, what's wrong? Like bartenders, like they will help you if you just go in. And yeah, I was still super scared. Like the day I remember I'm at home and trying to think, should I go? Should I go? But you said you have to send a selfie when I go there. Oh, I'm like, oh, I just was like, fuck it, let's just do it. I don't have anything else. I went to a different bar. Actually, it's nearby, and I was sitting there and I'm talking to the bartender, like you said. He was really sweet, and there were not many people over there. And then he gave me a good response. And then I talked to a other guy who was sitting next to me. He gave a good response, and I was like, okay, it's time to go to that bar, the one which I saw in a big crowd. Even while walking, I was trying to think, should I? I don't know. I'm scared. What if it doesn't work out? And apparently, that day, I met two people. One was a guy keep mentioning you about, the one who keeps buying me drinks whenever I go back, and one was this other girl I talked to, and we like became friends, and it went more than that. And then yeah, it was a good experience. So just because I went and then I started talking to people, and went inside, and no one is worried about me. It's like they are in their own world, and I'm just gonna be there, try to be a part of it. And now when I go to that bars, people look at me like I'm some guy who owns this place because I walk in like that. Same person, the same bar 6 months ago, I would say. I don't know how many time ago. I went used to go there, I'd be like, those shy characters in a movie where they don't want to talk to someone, and now I'm just like, hey, what's up? Like I literally go and talk to people, guys sitting by themselves, trying to cheer them up, or like just be like a bro there. So it's too different. Amazing. Love her.
And earlier, one of the thoughts that popped up in your mind was, oh, but I'm brown, my Indian background, will it fit together? Now that you've gone through all of this, how do you now think about the Indian background playing in? Does it matter?
There are some times like once had went and I talked to a girl and the guy, he was just trying to mimic my accent and make fun of me. But apparently the girl yelled at him, said, "You should not do that. What are you trying to do?" And I was like, huh. So, and I realized actually it's the other way around. So if you're brown in a different country, you have that like personality of yourself. Well, oh, this guy came from a different country and he's speaking a second language. Still, he's doing so well. So it's actually good for some people. Some there are like outliers and they make us in a way drag us down, but it doesn't matter anymore because I feel like now I might be a better conversation to a girl than a regular white guy. Or because of my interactions, like oh yeah, fine, okay, like if that girl doesn't is not, I'm not her type, that's okay, but there will be someone who will not worry about the race and the color. She will just like a person having good time with her. So
There's a lot of people who are asking, hey, what should I say, right? That's the main question that I get on my channels. And I always tell people, well, when you get confident, when you get to that point where you're right now, it doesn't really matter what you say. But still, what would you tell those people what to say? Or what do you say when you start a conversation with a stranger, with an attractive woman at a bar these days?
okay, so if I'm going to a bar, I will I will like it's gonna be couple of things. Either something which actually she's super pretty and I cannot resist that, like I cannot talk anything else. I wanna say that, so I'm gonna compliment why, or I'm just gonna express that inner feeling I have, like, oh my god, or like not like too excited, but like just express that feeling. Or the fact that the way I walk to her, or the decisions I've made to come to her, and or just something odd, unique I see about her, which I feel is different from the others, or oh, and then just go and say hi sometimes. That actually that's something it took me a where you told me. Now I can be like, hey, you can say that. Uh,
There was this one week where we took it to a next level and we said, instead of doing like 10, 15, 20 new conversations, let's meet 50 new people in one week. And you pushed yourself hard. You went out almost every day. And that week was also where the results started getting much better. Would you agree?
yes, yeah.
So as you said earlier, like the number of interactions, that seems to be the main leverage that we have. Now, looking back at how your outcomes were in the beginning and how your conversations are going nowadays, what would you say is the difference? We also have a tool that we use in this program where we kind of track this so we can even see this in numbers, but just intuitively, how would you say has it changed in terms of outcomes, results?
So first it was more so I was worried about, like I used to be worried to talk to people, or worried about getting her number, or oh, I want to be with this girl, she's cute. Now I just go, I don't care in a way, because I've realized it's I have abundance of options, and not I'm not saying abundance of option for me, like contacts, but to try out or just have interactions with. She's not responsive enough. She's not the one, or she won't like. It's okay. So I just go in with the vibe. I'm like, hey, I'm super calm. I don't like care about the outcome. Like that has been the saying from the start, like you said, but it's an habit now. Like it's part of my being of just going and talking to people. It's not something I have to do or worried about the outcome. And like that flower giving task you gave me, that also helped. Like that's basically, it's different now for sure.
Yeah. And in terms of actual outcomes, as in how many of your conversations turn into maybe even a date or number exchanges, has that changed over time?
Yeah, for sure. If I go in the right amount of energy, excitement, not too much, but like, and then I end up going on dates, and those are the beautiful ones compared to hench dates. And it has increased. Yeah,
Why is that? Why would you say that the dates from offline interactions are better than dates from online apps?
online you can get catfished. Offline, it's just a matter of, it's just a guy. For me, being a guy, I was able to find a girl by my own. Like, okay, I went and had a conversation. That's a magical moment. Instead of swiping and then she swiped back. This more so is like, okay, I achieved this already. So I have this inner feeling already that, oh, this, I met her in person. I know who I'm gonna meet again. Or so this just that's feel way better, more natural, and doesn't feel like, oh, who is this person gonna be? I know that person. How is that gonna be? It's more so like, okay, how the date is gonna go, or what's some fun we can do about. So yeah.
Great. One last topic I want to cut into is the tracking that we did. We used a pretty elaborate tracking system. The system is always evolving. I'm about to release a new version of this tracking app as well. How important was it for you to keep some kind of track of all the effort that you were putting in? You're basically counting your interactions, and we were also measuring the progress, measuring the outcomes over time. How important was that for you?
That's the most important, because if I don't have any tracking, I'm not getting a mental reflection of what I'm doing. So if I, like, for a week when I was sick, I didn't do it, and you were able to like tell me, hey, what happened? Why not? So even that is there, like, oh, what will Athil say? And but at the same time, I can see the improvement, the bar changing from just approach to vibe at least, and that makes me happy. And that tracking will, it, at the same time, it helps me, like, because I'm interacting with so many people. If something goes well, like, I add those notes, I know this is the person, so it's not get confusing as well at the same time.
Makes sense. So you're celebrating when something goes well. You're also remembering the interesting facts about the people that you met, and you stay motivated and consistent and accountable to
Yeah.
keep doing a certain number of interactions every week. And then I think what was also important for any beginner is to set a number of interactions that you say, hey, I'm going to do this total number of interactions over the next few months, and I'm not going to stop before that. Because when you stop, like after it gets a bit difficult, you will never get to that point where you push through the important barriers. And we said, hey, let's do 300 interactions. And yeah, I'm very proud of you for having pushed through that far and actually getting to around 500 interactions. And how does it feel for you now looking forward and saying, okay, I've done something that most people would never ever consider, and maybe I'll have to do another 300, 400, maybe I'll have to do another 1,000 interactions to find the right person for my eventual relationship. How does it feel for you looking forward after this whole program?
So now I'm not worried to find a partner, because I know I'll do it. Like, it's just because it's gonna be the same way, keep pushing, and eventually I will. It's not. I'm not have that fear that, oh, you wanna be alone, because no, it's not that anymore. Because I can have these interactions, and I can. I know it's gonna happen someday eventually. So, and while at the same time, I'm gonna have the fun too. Like, if it's not something long lasting, it's gonna be something, a memory for myself, which I can carry on with me. And the confidence has increased for sure. Even at work, it has helped me all over my life.
Great. Thank you so much. All the best for your journey going forward.
Thank you. Thank you so much.